Stanislav, I'm an engineer working in Saudi Arabia or in the Emirates, and I'm thinking about the next step in my career, and I'm thinking about moving to the US. What kind of visas are available to me? Today we're going to be discussing this topic, and also you will learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go! Hello my dear friends, I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. We are discussing the topic of engineers who are working in those countries that I mentioned. Mostly those are Saudi Arabia and Emirates. And why do I touch on that topic? Well, first of all, I know for a fact that those countries import a lot of good engineers from all over the world, from Pakistan, from India, from Nigeria, from Russia, from a lot of countries. And you guys working on big projects, working for famous names, you are getting paid a lot of money. But you might not be very happy there because those countries don't offer the opportunities to become citizens or even become the locals, right? Like become people who are truly feel like they're part of this country. Contrary, the United States of America is the only country in the entire world that gives that opportunity to the first generation of immigrants. This is normal that you guys want to step up the game and move to the better country, and better not only for you, but for your kids, for your relatives, for yourself and everybody else. What opportunities are out there for you guys to make your dreams come true? Well, first of all, I want to mention on the two main visas or two main directions that are available to you. Number one is the talent visa. And here we have O1A and EB-1A, non-immigrant talent visa and immigrant talent visa. And on the other hand, we have EB-2 NIW, the immigrant visa in the national interest of the United States of America. Now, why do I mention only these two visas? Why don't I mention EB-5, EB-4, classic EB-2, EB-3, and other types and subtypes of visas? Well, the answer is very easy. Only these two visas, EB-1A and EB-2 NIW, for the purpose of a green card residency, which paves the way for your future citizenship. These are the only two visas that are exceptions, and first of all, do not require an employer. And number two, they are the type of visas where everything is under our control. We don't have to rely on anybody else to get those visas approved. And of course, O1A is a lighter version of EB-1A. Yes, it doesn't give you the green card, but it makes the foundation to jump to EB-1A or EB-2 NIW in the future, and also it's faster. Let's talk about the timing first. So O1A is about 8 months from the moment you start working on the visa till the moment you actually have a chance to enter the US. EB-1A is about a year and a half, unless you're from India. That's a little bit longer, maybe 2.5, 3 years. EB-2 NIW is about 2.5 years from the moment you start working on your case, unless, again, you're Indian. If you're Indian, don't worry about this visa. This one is not for you. You're not going to wait for 12, 15 years to get your priority dates. Now, let's go over these two visas and mention the most important things that you need to know in order to get the approval for them. Before I start doing that, let me tell you guys, let me share my experience with engineers across the world, not only from Saudi Arabia or Emirates, but just general. I don't have a single engineer throughout my career who didn't get approval for their visa. Why is this important? Well, not only to brag about our successes, right, and the processes that we have in the company and the strong teams that lead your cases, but also to show you that really engineers are in a huge demand. Because you guys are part of the STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and the past, current, and the future administrations, the presidential administrations, would be in favor of those petitions. Let's begin with EB-1A. We have 8 criteria that we need to look and analyze to see if we have recognition and achievements to prove that we are talented. But Stanislav, I read on USCIS website that I must be like Oscar winner, Nobel Prize winner, and things like that. I'm not gonna qualify. I've never had a single case where I had a Nobel Prize winner or Oscar or Grammy or those examples that USCIS actually gives us. If you guys know anybody like that, send them my way. Okay, I'll get them approved. But 95 of my clients are just good professionals in their fields. For example, engineers. My wife is an engineer, so she gives me good advice. Sometimes she writes the recommendation, expert opinion letters for my clients if they fall within the power electrical engineer sphere. And I know a lot about engineering through her and my clients, so we are doing pretty good job getting those petitions approved. And the USCIS measures the talent by those criteria that I mentioned. So let's summarize. In order for us to get approval for EB-1A and get you the green card, we need to satisfy 3 criteria out of the 8. Okay, that's what required by law. However, we want to satisfy as many as 6 or more. And we always have the instruments and the tools to make sure that you finish stronger from where you started. Now, let's go one by one with those criteria so I could explain what exactly I want from you. Number 1, awards. National awards, you compete with other professionals, you get the prizes, not necessarily the first place. It could be the second, the third Grand Prix. Also, if you speak at the conferences and your theses are published, that also could be an award. The government medals and honors also could be an award. And besides, the grants or scholarships also could be an award. Okay, so this is a pretty expansive criterion. Number 2, media about you and your work. Make sure you don't mix it with your own publications, your own articles when you draft them. Media or press when a journalist is writing about you and your successes. Number 3, professional associations. You must be a member of professional associations that admit for outstanding achievement in the field. Number 4, judging the work of other professionals. You must be the one to be called to those competitions and judge and assess other professionals that compete, or those things could happen within your work in your company and somebody else's companies when they call for your expertise to assess other professionals. Number 5, original and significant contribution in the industry. Your new algorithm, your new approach, your patent, your courses, you discovered something, you made some invention, you implemented new technology, you have your own courses to teach other professionals, and similar things all could be a part of the contribution in the industry. For example, the last engineer that I got approval, he was the mechanical engineer from Nigeria. The guy invented special tool that measures the temperature of the equipment on big works and factories. Okay, and his invention was heat resistant and served longer. That's an example of contribution in the field. It's innovative, it's new, never existed before, and it's significant because now those factories can substitute the old technology with the new one and get better results. Okay, those things don't break, they serve longer, they are better with calculations and things like that, right? So it's important for the industry to have things like that. Number 6, Critical or leading role in a company with distinguished reputation. Almost all of you have those things within your companies. If you work in Saudi Arabia or Emirates, a lot of those gas and oil and electrical companies or innovative companies, they're famous. Okay, they have big clients, they have a lot of people, they're rich and things like that. That's how we measure their reputation. The seventh one, commercial success. You guys all get paid good money, and most of you can qualify to fill out this criterion. Number 8, scientific academic articles. You must be the one who author or co-author those articles. And I want about 4 of them. And this criterion are the publications and press about you. Those could be worked on with the PR agencies that will find the journalists that will be interested in the topic that you cover. Okay, so out of these 8, the average petition is you have a contribution in the field through your work, probably through the company where you work, that's 1. You are working in a critical or leading position in those companies, you get paid well, you have the press coverage about you, 5 articles, you have 4 scientific publications, and also within the framework of your company, you're getting called to assess and review the work of other engineers. There you go. From 0 to hero. You guys, 2 minutes ago, you didn't know you could qualify for EB-1A for the green card, and now you know that you have pretty good chances. So sometimes we get an awards and associations, and we can get you up to 8 criteria, which is great, but once we hit 6, this is a very good, solid petition that will get more than 90% chance of being approved. So that was EB-1A, the talent visa, extraordinary person, and now you guys realize that you don't have to be the very, very best in the world, in the galaxy to get this visa done. Number 2, EB-2 NIW. This one is pretty much much easier to understand. So number 1, we must have the education. And you guys all have education. You cannot have engineering degree without a diploma. And it's bachelor's and 5 years experience or master's degree or higher. Number 2, you must offer an idea of what kind of project you will be working in the US. And that project must resolve some kind of problem in the US. All engineering issues have problems, okay? And solution of those problems must be of the national importance to the US. For example, you have the innovation of setting up the basement for the windmill. You're in the renewable energy and you invented this basement for the huge windmill that produces the energy, and this foundation serves 20% more than others, than the prior one, the better ecological materials, and provide the defense from the lightning. I'm making things up, okay? This is an example. So if you've been working on those foundations and stability of those windmills, that could be the proposed endeavor project in the US. And you will be saying, I either will be doing those or I will be consulting the companies that do those type of things. And if you have experience working with the windmills and the basements for them for some time in the past, then you are well positioned. That's another criterion, right? So let's summarize. You have the education. You guys all have that. You have a proposed a project endeavor stemming from your past, and all your past shows that you will be able to implement that project in the US. And by the way, the example of the foundation, that's actually real, okay? It wasn't for the windmill, it was for the regular buildings, but we had one engineer who created this new generation basement for the residential buildings, and they serve longer, they don't crack, better materials and things like that. So you guys see that a lot of you would qualify for both EB-1A and EB-2 NIW, and you don't have to rely on anybody else. Only on Stanislav and his team. Now, let's finish up with important things for those petitions. But before we proceed, let me guys tell you how you can get a free evaluation of your case. Go down below this video, find a link that says free evaluation. Click on it and fill out the proper form, the talent visa or EB-2 NIW, and within 2 days I will get back to you and tell you which visa is better for you, which criteria will satisfy, and whether you have potential to work on your case and improve it for 6 months with my team and get it approved with more than 90-95% of chances. So do this, and if you get the potential, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where I will build a written winning strategy for your case. Now, what you need to focus the most among these 2 visas? And the answer is pretty easy. Focus on your expertise. Do everything possible to prove that you are an expert in the field, because each of those criteria serve to prove just that. Now, guys, smash that like button if you like my videos, do the free evaluation of your cases, subscribe to my YouTube, ask me questions, comment, subscribe, follow me on my TikTok, my Telegram, my Instagram, my Facebook, all the links below this video. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.